IPO banjir perut. Tiap-tiap hari IPO until I blur already. Like I apply lah will get like that. Anyway, today let's talk about DC Healthcare. This IPO caught my attention because I ginger IT. And this company is involved in business of becoming beautiful aesthetic. By the way, DC means Dr. Chong, not disconnect, brothers. Hey guys, it's H, your investing friend. So basically, DC Healthcare provides two main services. Number one is general medical services, which only contributes about 10% of their revenue. Number two, aesthetic services, which is their specialty that contributes 90% of their revenue. So the main services that DC Healthcare provide are: number one, facial and skin treatment for people that always pop out pimple or other skin problems like me. Pimple always pop out very 讨厌. Number two, facial sculpting for people like me. Starts to drop wrinkles already. Basically, this is one that you inject something into your face to lift your face or remove wrinkles lah. Number three, body contouring for busy people like me that boring to exercise but still want to keep in ass shape. Number four, hair growth and removal for people that drops a lot of hair like me. I heard people say that it costs 20 cents to plant one hair. And also hair removal for girls, especially when you want to wear sleeveless, takkan you want to show your ketiak. And number five, they also sell skincare products to their client. All services also ngami DC, you want to sponsor me or not? Okay, now we zoom back to understand the history of DC Healthcare. DC Healthcare is founded by Dr. Chong, so DC is the short form of Dr. Chong, okay? They opened their first clinic in Kepong in 2016, and since then they opened one clinic in each year. And in 2022, they suddenly opened 5 more clinics. So as at today, they already have 13 aesthetic clinics in Malaysia. Suddenly open so many clinics, must be very profitable, right? Let's see. Yep, this is how DC makes money. The more clinics they open, the more money they can make. Why leh? Because this is how a clinic business works.
Nani?
Because the locun doctors cannot shadow clone to see 2 patients at one time. And each doctor only have 24 hours a day. So if DC don't open more clinics or hire more doctors, they cannot increase their revenue much without increase their medical price. And based on my calculation, each clinic can bring around revenue of 3 to 4 million ringgit every year. And they plan to open 8 more clinics in 18 months time. 8 times 4 million means that they can generate about 32 million ringgit revenue more. As you all know, whenever you go to beauty salon or whatever similar services, they will always ask you to sign packages. Same goes to DC Healthcare. You cannot see the aestheticness just by completing one-time service, right? You need to use the services at least few times to see the aestheticness. That is why people sign packages. And from their revenue breakdown, we can see that 80% of their revenue is from package and 20% are one-off sales. It is similar to a gym membership. They will collect deposit or upfront payment when you sign package, and you will use their service over time. If we look at their sales, profit and profit margin, we can notice there is a big jump in 2021 to 2022 compared to 2019 to 2020. I am thinking what caused this big change. The management said it was because they opened more branches and also they shifted their strategy to sell more skin treatments. It was probably because of during COVID times we need to wear masks all the time. So most people got more face problems because of wearing masks all the time. Pimple all come out already. So it caused the demand for skin treatment to increase. And after providing more skin treatment, their profit margin also improved a lot too. Currently, they have 10 physicians with LCP license running 13 aesthetic clinics. This LCP license very tokong because according to MOH, only LCP certified aesthetic physicians are allowed to perform aesthetic medical treatments. Last time, one LCP holder can manage up to 3 clinics, but now MOH has changed the policy to become one LCP holder, one clinic. This means that DC Healthcare will have to train or hire more LCP holders. And do you know how expensive it is to hire one LCP holder? 360k per year or 30k per month. So their expansion plans is also highly dependent on how many LCP certified physicians they can hire. Okay, let's see what they're gonna do with the money that raised from the IPO. Number 1, they're going to use 9.44 million ringgit to build 8 new clinics in 18 months time. And the cost of building and renovating one new clinic will cost 1.18 million ringgit. Number 2, DC Healthcare will buy new machines and equipment for their new clinics and to upgrade their old clinics. Which means the total cost to set up a new clinic is 2.59 million ringgit. Number 3, they are going to use about 6 million ringgit to pay off their borrowings. Let's look at their total borrowings and gearing ratio. Wow, quite high leh. This is probably because they borrow a lot of money to expand for the past few years. Even though their clinic has increased from 4 to 13 from 2019 to 2022, their borrowings and gearing ratio also fly cao cao. Newbility. Now their gearing ratio is at 1.6. After IPO, their gearing ratio will drop to more healthy position at 0.29. Is this why they want to raise funds? Remember, any gearing ratio that is higher than 0.5, then your alert signal need to people. Be very careful and check out why. Number 4, working capital. The biggest portion of their IPO proceeds is going to working capital. Working capital is basically cash that a business used to run its day-to-day operations. This means that it is very expensive to run a clinic day-to-day business, and also because DC Healthcare expand a little bit too fast. That's why their working capital also increased a lot. By the way, I want to highlight one important thing about business of clinic or hospital. In a way, the success of a clinic or a hospital is highly dependent on the doctor's skills. I believe when you are looking for this kind of service, you will always look for the best doctor or the doctor that you know. Takkan you want to risk your face to look for a amal ako doctor? No man. Meaning that the doctors have more bargaining power than the tauke that hire them. So these clinics or hospitals, they must have very good strategy to retain their doctors. In the prospectus, we can see that apart from salary, DC Healthcare also offer bonus or commission to their doctors. So each LCP doctors will have commission based on how much sales they can generate. And the doctors also have a minimum contract of 3 years so that they cannot cabut very fast. This strategy is a good strategy, but I think sometime in future, DC Healthcare will have to adopt a newer strategy to retain their doctors lah. This is because now Dr. Chong is still their star doctor. But if someday DC Healthcare really want to grow big, they need to grow beyond Dr. Chong, and just by using sales commission to retain them is not enough. The most common use strategy is the clinic or hospital will rent the floor space to the doctors, and the doctors can share profit with the clinic. I think this is a more sustainable strategy for DC moving forward lah. Or they can just issue ESOPs to the doctors and let them become one of the shareholder of the company lor. But of course, it will lead to some dilution to the shareholders if it is not implemented properly lah. Now let's see how many shares DC Healthcare will issue. So they will issue around 200 million new shares worth 50 million ringgit. This 50 million ringgit is the money they raised from the IPO. And the existing management will cash out and sell off 100 million shares worth 25 million ringgit to selected investors. After the IPO, the management team will still hold around 70% shareholding in the company, which is good because it means that they still have a lot of skin in the game.
Nice.
To sum up my thoughts, I think DC Healthcare is a very interesting business. Aesthetic services business is a long-term uptrend industry because people just want to become more and more beautiful, not less and less beautiful, right? And this business is a very highly regulated business. This is both a good and a bad thing. The bad thing is it is very expensive to run and expand the business. And it will become more expensive if they expand until a certain scale. But in a way, it becomes like the barrier of entry for newcomers because it is very hard to enter the industry if you don't have enough financial strength. So it is very interesting to see how DC Healthcare will perform moving forward. What do you think about this company? Let me know in the comment section. Until then, stay safe and stay strong investing. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!